I'm John from Expert Boxing. Today I'm going to talk to you about the best alternative to winning gloves. So if you want to buy winning gloves, but you don't want to pay for winning, or maybe you just want to try a different brand that might be similar or offer similar qualities, I'm going to talk about them today. So I'm going to show you the 3 best winning clones today, and let's get right to it. So first off, let's just talk about the winning gloves, what people know winning for. So let's come here and I'll show you. Winning gloves are best known for their protection. The padding is really good. It's soft enough for sparring, but also very protective for hitting a dense, heavy bag. So it feels really great. The material is very flexible. It's very protective. It absorbs a lot of punishment. At the same time, gives you structure, and at the same time, gives you comfort. There are a few distinct things about winning that people don't know. For me, aside from the quality and the comfort and the protection, one is the lining is really, really slippery. It's really easy to get your hands in and out. 2, the thumb. You see how this is a very small, sharp thumb. So I'm going to show you with another glove. You see most gloves have a really thick, boxy thumb, and it feels like a flap, right? And that's why it feels a little stiffer. Winning's thumb, you see how small and thin? It looks like a human thumb, right? And it's nice and curved. Whereas other thumbs, you see this is a straight thumb. So your thumb is going to be more like this, straight. Winning is a little more like this. It doesn't matter. Winning is just very comfortable. So now, I'm not going to go, this is not a winning boxing gloves review. I'll do that in a separate video. But let's just compare other gloves to winnings that are similar. So the first one we're going to look at is we're going to look at Fly gloves. I think Fly is a very respectable comparison to winning. One, because their quality construction is nice, but also the soft feel. Fly is probably the softest cushion I felt in a boxing glove ever. If some people wanted to say that it's even softer than winning, I would argue that you can. And I'm going to show you, look at the material. So I can just twist these gloves, right, like a sponge, like a shirt. And it feels like a sponge, where winning doesn't twist as easy. So it has a little more structure. So on the surface level, I think that many pros, many old school boxing purists, they're going to tell you outright that because winning is not as soft, that it has a little more structure, it has a little more wrist support, and it's true. However, I would say this, somebody like me, I have good punching technique. I'm not punching with my wrist all bent back or forward or something like that, and I have my hands wrapped properly and all that. I can use Fly, and it's very comfortable. So I may not need as much wrist support, although I really appreciate it. If you like the feeling, especially for beginners, you want something to feel. You see how like something solid, right now there's some rigidity in the wrist area. Whereas Fly, it's floppy, it's like a sock. Forward, back is just super free. So there's 2 ways to go for it. If you're an old school person, you might not like Fly. You might say, man, there's no wrist support in this thing. But some of you, maybe you're not that serious or you don't care, you're going to like Fly because it's so soft. It really is, it fits you like a glove, where winning fits you a little bit like a boot. It's still super comfortable, by the way, like top level, super comfort. But Fly is, it is super, super soft to the point where people might complain that there's no support. Now, let's talk about the cushion. Fly cushion is definitely softer than winning. If you're punching really dense, heavy bag, then I would say you would prefer winning. If you're punching a person, I could see that you might like Fly better. Fly feels softer for the impact. In terms of the longevity of the foam, this is a tough one because I've owned my winning gloves for, believe it or not, that's probably like 3 years old by now. And these Fly ones I've had maybe, 6, 7 months, something like that. I've lost track. I don't know which one is going to break down sooner. I really don't know. But let's just say it's comparable enough. And if you don't care, if you're not like an A-level super power puncher, Fly cushion is more than enough. Now, the lining of Fly is super soft, super smooth. It's super smooth. The stitching looks really nice. It's like all perfect machine stitching. The other difference between Fly and winning, I will tell you, Fly looks like they copied Mexican gloves. My vibe is they copied Grant. Okay, so winning has more. You see how winning has? Look at this rounded back right here. Fly has a square back, and then let's look at the fist impact. You see how the way I'm going to move this up a little bit. You see how the top of the winning gloves? It almost looks like typical Pakistan gloves. It looks like it's impacting on your middle knuckles. You see? So if I punch, I'm hitting with the middle knuckles. That's the vibe it's giving you. Okay, then you have to really curl to hit on the top of the knuckles where that's better, right? Hitting here is not good. Mexican gloves, they tend to be super curled up, super balled up. Like these are Mexican gloves right here. You see, it's super square. That's why a lot of people like the puncher's gloves, because it's already squared and you really feel like you're hitting on a flat, solid fist. Now, some of you may prefer more of the Pakistan, which Pakistan is copying the old school US gloves, where back in the days you had more open hands, right? So I'm going to put it on me. Back in the days, you want to open your hands sometimes so you can block more, slide, slap things, parry things away. Old school techniques, you open your hands more, right? New school Mexicans, they just hold two fists and just go at it, right? Like Irish, Mexicans, that kind of style. So it depends on you. But back to the gloves. Winning has slightly more open hand. Fly has slightly more closed hand. But here's the thing. The Fly gloves are so soft that you really can open your hand a little bit. So it's fine either way. I really like both. And, I appreciate that Fly has its own unique design with the X. I talked to the maker, and, he was trying to make his gloves stand out. But to me, it's very obvious what he did. He copied a Mexican glove design and put everything much softer. Softer leather, softer padding. All right, moving on to the next clone. So I'll put this aside, and let's go to ring to cage. So this is the C17 2.0 model. I'm sure you heard a lot of hype about these gloves. When they first came out, I've tried ring to cage gloves before, and I really didn't like them. I've tried them 10 years already. I can't believe how fast time flies. Their C17 models are actually really good, and actually I think they are the best. They are the closest design in terms of clone. So you can see they copied everything. Here's the back part. Winning has a little more curve, with this going this way, right? Ring to cage still has a curve, and then you see this small strip and then this big strip, right? Small wrist strip, big wrist strip. This design is the most copied glove design in the past 30 years. If you look at all the title gloves, the older title gloves, they used to copy this same thing: small strip, big strip, small strip, big strip. I turn it over to the other side, and you're gonna see. look at the labeling. Look at the stitching. Same stitching. You got the overhead U, crossbar here, overhead U, crossbar here. Up here you got crossbar, 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 crossbar. Almost the same damn font for the 16 ounce. Okay. Where the difference is the thumb. It's very obvious. So look at the thumb. This is a big flappy box thumb. This is a smaller, sharper anatomical thumb. I think the bigger flappy thumb is easier to make it look nice. When you make a small thumb like this, I think you have to cut the leather so perfectly so that it doesn't look all wrinkled and ugly, right? It looks so nice here. There's other gloves where I see that aren't made in, I don't have any crappy gloves, so I can't show you, but there's other gloves where are not made as intricately, and you see all this nasty leather wrinkling and all that. So, they both did a good job anyway. The curve of the fist, they both have a similar-ish Pakistanish vibe, where you feel like it hits a little bit on these knuckles again, and then if you tighten up, then you can hit square. The ring to cage gloves actually has, as you can see, it's a bigger, floppier, it has more padding, and I think the padding is a little denser. So if anybody ever wanted to argue with me that the ring to cage has more padding than winning, or more protection than winning, I actually would say they kind of have a point. There is some truth to that. It's crazy because winning is a 10 for 10 glove, but you could argue ring to cage has more protection. Will it hold up over time? Will it harden? Will it, I haven't beat these up as hard, but I've had them for like a year and a half now, maybe 2 years. The leather, of course, is not the same quality as winning, but you know what? It actually is durable. It feels durable. Now, so ring to cage, only $120 US. The Fly is 300 British pounds, maybe 360 US. Winning is like anywhere from 300 to 400 US. These are all 16 ounce gloves, by the way. So ring to cage at $120 US, it is a bargain. I mean, it's incredible. It's comparable, great, feels great, good for bag work, totally fine for sparring. The quality is fine. It's good enough. And then I wanted to show you the big thing that sets ring to cage apart in a bad way. I think the lining is rougher. So if you have sensitive skin or your skin blisters easily when you sweat, when your hands get wet, I think you would definitely prefer winning instead. So that would be the only downside. I haven't had blistering problems with this ring to cage, but it does feel a little rougher. But other than that, all these gloves you can see, so I'm just going to talk while the camera pans around, but all these gloves, these are the 3 best winning clones. Now some of you may be wondering about Sabas. I've had a pair and I'm gonna say no, they're not comparable. Maybe there's Title gloves, it might be Grant gloves or other gloves I try to copy, but I'll tell you right now, these three are the closest, the most winning like. All the other gloves, no, definitely not. No matter what they say, I've tried so many out there, but these three are by far the closest in terms of design, in terms of function, and how it feels. Anyway, this video is too long. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or also check out my site, expertboxing.com, and keep an eye on the follow-up videos. I'm gonna review each of these gloves one by one and give you all the little details and nuances so you can decide which one is best for you. But I have them all. I like them all. Thanks for watching.